The White House correspondent for Playboy threw a tantrum yesterday when Deputy Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders pointed out that some of Trump's loudest critics are behind so much fake news. So that's kind of neat. Playboy has a White House correspondent. It's like National Review having a stringer at Hooters. Here's Brian Karam.
You're inflaming everybody right here and right now with those words. This administration has done that as well. Why in the name of heavens? Any one of us, right, are replaceable. And any one of us, if we don't get it right, the audience has the opportunity to turn the channel or not read us. I think you have been elected to serve for 4 years at least. There's no option other than that. We're here to ask you questions. Right. You're here to provide the answers. And what you just did is inflammatory to people all over the country who look at it and say, see, once again, the president is right and everybody else out here is fake media. And everybody in this room is only trying to do their job.
Yes, of course, when someone in the media does this, then the rest of the media falls in love. Drool away, Chris Matthews.
Brian, thank you. I was very impressed by that. What got to you? What made you do it today? Because nobody else has done it before. It should have been done, I think. You find it because they turned that supposedly a service to the American people with people paid by American taxpayers to give us answers to questions, which you have right. That's what a briefing is supposed. It's not supposed to be a PR campaign of trashing everybody who disagrees with the president.
Get a room. It's legal. Anyway, I admit it was entertaining, especially when the reporter tries to ask a follow-up. The expression is better than a centerfold.
I disagree completely. First of all, I think if anything has been inflamed, it's the dishonesty that often takes place by the news media. And I think it is outrageous for you to accuse me of inflaming a story when I was simply trying to respond to his question. Kevin.
Fact is, the media is a dog under new owners. They were so docile under the previous owner, President Obama. Every day he fed them from the table scraps of eloquence that reminded them of their favorite professor, the one they had a crush on and thought maybe they had a chance with after finals. He probably drove a convertible MG and quoted Kerouac. But now it's different. It's so much harder. The folks they mocked for years, they're now in charge. I'm not talking just about President Trump, but Republicans, conservatives, and libertarians. All those people you rolled your eyes at whenever they knocked President Obama. They probably don't remember that, but I do. All those times they muttered or groaned when Benghazi came up or anything critical of Obama's White House. So please table your outrage. Since Trump came into office, there's been a run on tiny violins, and now they're all out of stock. Dana, here are some of the headlines. This is Vox. Heroic Playboy reporter defended CNN's honor at White House press briefing. AOL News, that still exists. Meet Brian Karam, the reporter who scolded Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Newsweek, watch Playboy's White House correspondent hit back at Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh, geez.
I know. Oh, geez is correct.
I don't remember any Playboy reporters in the White House briefing room.
But he's actually,
that were actually...
He's more than that.
That weren't anonymous.
Yeah, he's more than that.
No, he's been a reporter for a long time.
Yeah.
I do remember in the briefing room, there would be the occasional conservative that came to the briefing. And anytime they would ask a question, you could see, because I had this vantage point, and all the eyes rolling.
Yeah.
In the room. But I always felt like, okay, let's just give everybody a chance to ask questions. There's always somebody from like a foreign news outlet that would ask a question that's totally off topic and annoying. I think there's just a lot of tension in this briefing room that could just be turned down a little bit. It's getting a little old.
You know, Kimberly, he's from Playboy. Maybe it should be the debriefing room. Am I right?
Great question, Greg. Thanks for calling on me.
Yeah. No,
Jeez.
Wow. You know, you have...
We worked on that all yesterday.
No, it just came to me. But the media loves it when the media speaks truth to power, but they never did this
under
Obama. So it's a little false.
No, of course. And to be honest, that's a very tough position. I wouldn't want to see Dana Perino in that position, Sarah Huckabee, Sean Spicer, because you're just really on defense every single day, taking heavy C-130 fire. It is definitely a relationship that needs to be repaired because you do want to do a good job to represent the president. He's got about 40 people working in communications. He's frustrated because he feels like, okay, I want to get some good stories out there and talk about my agenda, what I want to do. Let's talk about healthcare and taxes and immigration and national security and all the things he's been working on. And instead, it's like defending stories that are thinly sourced. So there's frustration. But you've got to also then lead by example and try and put some stories out there that are actually positive. Dana's talked about this a lot, that you can say, this is what we're doing, and give them something to work on. Otherwise, right now, it's like at the zoo and everybody's throwing things at each other. You know, and it's not helping anybody. Yes, did you know? Things.
Jesse, I get the feeling that this was planned and he was pulling like a Jerry Maguire. You know, he knew that he was getting, you know, when you know that if you make this heroic speech, all your peers are going to be like golf clapping.
You're saying he had a few drinks beforehand? Is that what you're implying? A little liquid courage?
Show me the money.
I can't remember that part from the movie. It's been a while.
Yeah, no, I mean, people say they read Playboy for the articles. This is the guy that's writing the articles, so very good. It makes perfect sense that the leader of the White House press corps is Playboy. I wouldn't call this guy brave. It's not like he stormed the beaches of Normandy. I guess if you're a media reporter, this is brave. I don't think he looks very good. I thought he was kind of whiny and a little disheveled. I mean, I don't want to make any comments about his personal appearance, but you saw the after shot there where he just kind of looks frazzled and weak. And then he goes around and gets like a pat on the back by Chris Matthews, also kind of weak. This guy will probably be over his 15 minutes. His fame is probably over. And
he got
you
blasted
can go
by
back
Jenna
writing
Jameson.
articles for Playboy.
Jenna Jameson
Juan?
blasted him in Playboy.
Juan, do you think, would you call this a tantrum or was it a legitimate response?
I think it's quite a legitimate response. Let me just say, you know, I worked as a reporter for a long time. People have threatened my life. People have threatened my family, threatened to blow up things, broken into my house, lied about me. So I just...
And that was just me.
Yeah, really. No, but I'm just telling you, I think there are a lot of reporters in this country, and I just think globally, you know, you look at some countries like Mexico where they're killing reporters left and right. And the idea here, I think, you know, Sarah Huckabee Sanders came out, and she was loaded for beer. She was like Dirty Harry, you know, saying, make my day, buddy.
Dirty Harriet.
Dirty, okay. And he said, though, you know what? You're undermining the First Amendment here. You are setting a fire. You're saying to everybody in your political base, ignore the news media.
She made a good
They're all
point.
a bunch of liars.
She made a good
and
point.
Guess what? The only source to be trusted, Donald Trump.
But no,
President
but she was
Trump.
making a good
That is
point
crazy.
that a lot of the people that go after Trump for little things are the ones who are making big mistakes. You wanted to add something.
Yesterday, Jonathan Swan from Axios, right before the briefing, he tweeted, "I've been told to expect fireworks at the briefing." So the White House wants this fight because they think that it helps them, and it does help them. Here we are talking about it every night, about the fight that they have with the media, and they have legitimate reason to have fights with them, especially with the CNN story.
Especially when it distracts
But
from
they want it too.
That's right, because they feel vindicated because they've been saying this, so that was their big moment to say, see, this is what we've been complaining about. Please understand, we've tried to tell you this. You're putting out these stories, and now look at what's happening.
No, I
just
think
think
they took
Scaramucci had the best way to
advantage of
deal
a
with it.
moment because it helped them, again, to undermine anybody who's covering the connection between Russia, the Russian government and the campaign, and secondly, to distract from the failure of the health care legislation.
We must now move
It's
on.
not failure. Okay, we'll move on.
Well, let's move on. Okay. Up next, we'll tell you why criminal aliens should be afraid about what President Trump did today. Stay with us.